My name is Patrick Gallagher. I'm a staff reporter with the business journals, and I'm a beat writer focused on jobs, on the economy, on commercial real estate, and a lot of those related areas. What inspired me was getting to grow up, and when I was younger, my dad would give me copies of the New York Times, and that's what I grew up reading at breakfast every morning, and reading guys like Tom Friedman and Paul Krugman, and they were big inspirations for me. And developing and getting into journalism, that ability to hold people around us to a higher standard, whether it's government officials, business leaders, that power is something that really grabbed me. One thing I love about my career right now is the ability to know what's going on, and I think the level of awareness of what's happening in the business world, of where the job market is, of where the economy is headed, of what politicians are saying, and how that impacts our lives on a daily basis. And I think that's one of the main charges of journalism, and that's something that's very cool to be a part of. The ability to be able to do that and to have that forum, whether it's the web or print, to bring that to our readers is something that's pretty exciting, and the fact that that has endured for a long, long time, and regardless of where journalism goes, that is going to stick around. I think by the other side of the coin, one of the other things that I'm a little bit unsure of, and not necessarily in a bad way, but something that I'm unsure of, is where exactly the newspaper industry is headed and how advertisement is going to play into the development of these web-based news sources. And you've seen organizations such as Politico, even down in Washington, rise up from being a no-name a few years ago to one of the most powerful political reporting sources, and it is entirely a web-based operation. And I think that's one of the big challenges, is seeing where these new social media and web sources, where they fit into the construct of the reporting industry and of the newspaper industry, and balancing the demand for traditional media and the resources that traditional media has with the ability for everyone to be a journalist. If you look at people with the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, and even some of the smaller local publications, those the best journalists are people who have been doing the same thing for their entire life, but they've been doing it well, and the attention that they give to their craft is visible in their articles and their writing, and so you're not necessarily going to be a vice president or senior vice president of a company, and it's not all in the title, and working up to that level, but getting a grasp on your beat and on your craft, and I think that's the ultimate goal, to be able to have that name recognition, that people will pick up a newspaper and look for your articles and see what you have to say on a certain topic, because they trust what you have to say, and they trust your ability to sift through all of the information and pull something constructive from it.